Jabil's circuit soared more than 10% after reporting strong second quarter results late yesterday. The company is expecting a record-setting year for earnings and revenue, benefiting from a rebound in demand for electronic devices. Jabil's printed circuit board is used in a host of technology products and counts Cisco, Apple, HP, and IBM among its biggest customers. Tim Main is the president and CEO of Jabil Circuit. He joins us now from Tampa, Florida. Tim, thank you so much for joining us. So first question, you gave a very upbeat outlook for the next quarter, but that excludes the impact potentially that any of this disaster going on in Japan could have. How much of an impact do you see what's going on in Japan having on the tech supply chain?
Well, it's a really tragic event, and we have employees in Japan that thankfully were not directly impacted, although I'm sure they have some family members that were. So, you know, our heartfelt condolences go out to the good folks in Japan, and as they really try to dig out of the conditions they are. Look, we're only 10-11 days after the event, and it's really too early for us to ascertain or quantify what impact this might have to the supply chain, to our factories around the world. That information will become clearer over the next 2, 3, 4 months. I think the good thing is that whatever short-term interruption there might be because of that supply chain, we're talking about a supply problem, not a demand problem. And demand is actually excellent, and excellent particularly for our company. We've done well in the smartphone market. When you think about the cloud, think about wireless infrastructure, enterprise storage. That sector was up very strong for us in the most recent quarter. Healthcare, the movement to globalize supply chains around the world. So we elected last night to really kind of talk about our business, excluding the potential impact Japan could have on the supply chain. That's a temporary issue. It's not knowable at this point. It's really difficult for us to quantify it. So, look, folks, just take a look at our business. What the health of our business today. Any issues are likely to be somewhat temporary, the next quarter or two at most. And gosh, our business is in great shape and growing phenomenally well. You know, the first half of our fiscal 11 is up over the first half of fiscal 10, over 30% in revenue and earnings. So we're off to a great start.
Tim, let me ask you about that. You know, you guys essentially put stuff together that other companies design. It's a simple way I look at your company. And so often a sign of how other companies are doing. Is your growth in the last quarter about existing customers or about adding new business?
Well, it's always, for our company, it's always about servicing our existing customers. You know, they come first, and organic growth for Jabil has been very, very strong. Expanding those relationships from printed circuit board assembly into full system integration, into global logistics, helping them globalize their supply chains to the emerging economies of the world like China, India, Latin America, Southeast Asia. Jabil does quite a bit of that work on behalf of our customers. It's also a story about
that's going to be great news for. Oh, sorry, Tim. It's going to be great news for Cisco, a big customer of yours. If you're making a lot of stuff, you're probably making a lot more Cisco stuff.
Well, you know, take a look at Cisco's reports. I can't really talk about any particular customers, but I was going to say that the other thing that's really helping our growth is global trends, like the trend towards hot growth in emerging economies, like the trend towards renewable energy and the smart grid, more intelligent generation and distribution of energy. It's the trend towards healthcare and using electronic products to do a better job of providing healthcare not only to patients and people in the developed world, but the developing world. It's about enterprise storage. And when you think about all of these smartphones out there in the world today, the iPhones and the Android phones, a lot of people are watching YouTube videos and doing their social networking over very, very small devices. That requires not only the device that they carry around, and we make some of the components that go into those devices, but the global wireless infrastructure, the networks that carry that information from subscriber to subscriber. So there's some really good global trends that are uplifting our growth as well, beyond just the organic growth with existing customers.
How about tablets? How are you benefiting from the sale of tablets, and how do you expect that to impact Jabil going forward?
Well, I think tablets, for me, I think tablets will be a part of the smartphone ecosystem in reality. We don't make any notebooks today. We don't make any PCs today. That's part of the commoditized electronic space that Jabil really doesn't play in anymore, to the extent that tablets are portable and they're putting more and more electronics and more functionality into both tablets and smartphones. Jabil's the type of company that can help OEMs around the world to make those products more attractive, to provide innovation in the materials that are used in those smartphones, and really to help some customers actually miniaturize those products. Now, Jabil's business today is very high mix, high complexity manufacturing, and a global supply chain infrastructure. So very different than what folks have thought about our industry and our business 5, 6, 7 years ago.
So quickly, you've certainly diversified well beyond the circuit board. How do you see your business evolving over the next year, over the next 5 years?
Well, it's interesting. We're looking for growth in our diversified manufacturing services segment, which is up to 35% of our overall business, to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 20 to 30% for the next 3 to 4 years, and growth in enterprise and infrastructure and high-velocity systems to grow at 5 to 10%. If you just extend those growth rates for the next few years, the company should be at a $20 billion revenue level. That's not guidance, but certainly a logical explanation of where we should be in fiscal 2013.
That's great, Tim. We'll have to leave it there. We're heading into break. Thanks so much, Tim Main of Jabil Circuit.